Okay. So, firstly, thank you so much for taking out time and joining this session. I know that you
Welcome.
meet on every last Saturday of the month, and this Saturday it's me who's going to take an hour of your time before you guys go back into your regular meetings and the regular format that you guys have set. So, first and foremost, I hope you all are doing amazing. So, I want you all to tell me right now, how are you feeling? This is for good. This is for amazing. This is for okay, okay. Avinash, amazing. Samir says, okay, okay. Rahul
No, no,
is,
I'm good. I'm good.
acha, Avinash is good.
Yeah,
Achyut is
I'm also
amazing.
good.
Jigar is
Good, good.
amazing. Rahul is amazing. And only apart from Samir, everybody is feeling good or amazing. Okay. Now let's make everybody feel amazing. Now, how do we do that first? Okay, I want Ankit to also switch on his camera because all the lovely members have switched on their cameras. If Ankit, you can, nothing like it. If you're sleeping, it's okay. If you're in the kitchen, means you're traveling.
Traveling.
Okay, okay. You're on mute. No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem. Take your time. So, now, since you have always seen there are so many things happening around, like you all also was half the conversation was Ankit, yeah, thank you. Half the conversation was around COVID. Half the conversation was around what is happening. Half the conversation was around what is not available and what is available. So I want you all to do just this one thing. Maybe you all have 100 followers on Instagram or 100 friends on Facebook, 500 on Facebook, or some on LinkedIn or some on Twitter. Why don't we all try to spread the messages that we were all just talking about? Why don't we take this opportunity of becoming helpers to other people who might need something or the other, which you can just post and it might just reach through and through and through and through somewhere, right? So, are you all with me on this? Are you all going to do that? Whenever you get somebody posting a verified requirement on a WhatsApp group or on Instagram or on LinkedIn, wherever, will you try to share it through your social media handles? Yes, no, no.
Already doing that.
Already doing that. Proud of you, Rachit. Very good. What about others? No. Jigar says no.
Not very sure.
You would not want to do that, maybe. Okay.
Um, yeah, I don't do that because there are a lot of wrong things that happen with this kind of sharing of news and everything.
I'm
It's
not asking,
there are
I'm asking you to share news. I'm asking you to share a requirement. Like if somebody needs a O plus blood group, somebody needs an oxygen
yeah.
cylinder.
So
He is a doctor. He's a doctor. So
Achha,
so
okay.
I would prefer myself helping you them rather than doing all that.
I think if you're a doctor, we all want to give you this one. Everybody with me, we have to salute Jigar right now. 1, 2, 3, and all the doctors in the country. So I think you don't have time for doing all of that. So please, you can be excused from that. But yes, Jigar, like you're right. So whatever I'm sharing, I'm trying to verify everything personally from the person.
Yeah.
And if somebody's sending it to me personally for their family member or their friend, only then I'm posting it. Like you said, yes, people getting harrowed because some numbers are not even working. So yes, that's one thing which you can do your bit because in the last week I've been trying to do that, and in fact, two people could get what they wanted. So I think
That's good.
through
That's
my
good.
story or through somebody else's. So I think that's the least I could do in this dire situation. But yes, what are we here for today? Anybody? Why has Nitish brought me on board? Like, what is this going to be about? We're not.
The name says it all. Tarun Makhija, digital marketing. I'm assuming the second part is what we are going to talk about.
Next time I will hide this second part. Yeah, I'm sorry. I gave you the hint. Yes, you are right. Okay. Okay. So Shraddha
Yeah,
gets it
it
right.
was an answer. Hmm.
All right. Perfect. So yes, it's going to be all about digital marketing. It's going to be about how can you all leverage the power of social media. That's the core topic of today, right? But before that, let's just get to know me a little better. Like, why am I doing this? Who am I? And what have I been doing in the last 5.5, 6 years of my life? All right, I'll just share my screen with all of you. Just give me a moment. Okay, going to Zoom, sharing my screen, and this. Visible to all of you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the main core topic for today is how to leverage the power of social media for the 212 degrees people from the Ascent Foundation. And what is it that I have been doing is this. I am the co-founder and CEO of Big Mouth Digital and Media, which is a 4-year-old branding and digital marketing agency based out of Mumbai, currently working from home. And what we have done is we have worked with 125 plus clients so far across 15 plus industries, some of them being Axis Bank, Gatsby India, Suze Education Group, Blue Sea Worley, Boxco Logistics, Flomic Group, and many more. I am an IT engineer turned digital marketer who loves to work out. And in fact, I'm wearing the same t shirt, one of my favorite t shirts as well. I'm a lecturer, speaker, and a believer who wants to spread good vibes and positivity wherever I go. And apart from this, I love making people happy. That's the one core goal that I have. I'm also the host of the podcast called Be Limitless with Tarun Makhija and the Instagram live show Tarun Ke Saath. The motto behind these two things is to spread the knowledge, get new people on the shows, and what they can share, I can't. Like for example, if I have Jigger on one of the shows, he can guide people how and what to do in these times from the medical side. I can't. But I have a platform wherein he can come and contribute to the people who follow me and so on and so forth. That is how we had people from the CEO of Shebang coming in. We had people from the Glitch coming in. We had people who are into mental health, who are into music, and many, many more things. It was a mix of people who can share their knowledge with the audience in a podcast form or in a live show form. Apart from this, what else? I'll show you. So I've trained about close to 4,200 plus students and professionals so far in my life. It's a mix of professionals, entrepreneurs, students who are even 12th graduates, who are just MBAs, and many more. I have worked with 125 plus clients across 15 plus industries, which you already know. Some of the industries are FMCG, F&B, your finance and banking, then events, jewelry, skincare, kids clothing, education, and many, many more. I have currently delivered about close to 32 plus keynote sessions, and I have a total experience of more than 5 years in digital marketing, business, and entrepreneurship as a whole. Now, these are some of the sessions that I've taken in the past. Obviously, before the pandemic. After the pandemic, it was all brought down to Zoom screenshots. On the bottom right is the first batch which I ever took for LS Raheja College as a visiting faculty in digital marketing. And on top left is Narsi Monji, and on top right is Atharva College. Then I had a chance to even represent my agency on top 50 agencies of Mumbai, top 50 upcoming agencies of Mumbai, and Google headquarters Mumbai in BKC. Then also there were some more colleges that I have been to. Some of them are uh, VIT Vellore, NMIMS, Valenकर, Sound and Vision India, IEPA, and many, 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 many more. And I'm also associated with platforms like Graphi by an Academy, IID, My Captain, ADMC, Zell Education. All of these platforms I'm associated in the power of as a mentor or as a visiting faculty, or I host my own courses on their platforms. Right. So these are some of the feedbacks that I've received in the past because I believe that feedbacks are very, very, very important. So before even going to the next slide, I want all of you to take a minute in the chat box and tell me, is this good enough for me to take this session? What do you think? Am I the right person for this? Yeah, Shraddha gives me a thumbs up. I can see Shraddha, Nitesh, and Jigar on my screen. And Rachit as well. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. It's always good to have that thumbs up because people should feel that there is somebody who's knowledgeable enough giving this to you and not just Nitesh got somebody is like an old friend. Okay. All right. So let's begin. Before that, I want all of you to, apart from Jigar, keep your phones aside as far as possible because I'm sure Jigar can get some amazing or urgent calls, but I'm sure we don't. So let's begin and let's focus only on the next half an hour, 45 minutes with me on the screen. Right? Are you all with me? Give me a thumbs up. Perfect. One thing about my sessions, which people know already, I'll tell you, there's going to be a lot of exercise, right? Lot of exercise, hand movements, doing this, that, thumbs up, thumbs down, hands up and hands down, because I love to see people when I talk to them and I love to make them do a lot of things. All right. Now, what is social media? Anybody, just go unmute and give me an answer, whatever you feel.
Honest answer.
Yeah, honest answer. Whatever you feel.
Junk.
Junk. Harsh. Okay, junk. Yes, in a way, it can be junk because what people share is sometimes junk. Okay. Yes, Rahul.
For me, social media, most of the things I feel it's fake, or rather, what you don't feel inside and you're just doing it for the display purpose.
Fabricated posts, videos, which are not even the real thing that you're feeling inside. You're trying to portray yourself as that
Not the feel, just to show.
to show the world. Okay.
Channel to spread fake news, fake information.
Okay.
Yeah, what is
Place to make you depressed.
there?
Place to make you depressed. Yes, maybe you can feel very low because others are doing a honeymoon in Maldives. Somebody's doing this over there. Somebody's doing that over there. Somebody's eating the best dishes in the world. But I think I've never received such interesting answers. Okay, anybody else?
Tarun, I have a different view. I think it's a broadcast platform. It's a platform to broadcast. Now, what you broadcast is up to you, and what you consume is up to you, right? But it's a fabulous broadcast platform which gives you amazing instant reach to across the globe, right? Which was unheard of or unthinkable even 15 years ago, even 10 years ago, to be honest. Right?
I would like to agree to you on that part a lot because yes, in today's time, imagine the who's and who of the world are not helping, but this social media tool is helping people. Apart from the amazing medical staff we have, it's the power of this that you can just within a click reach to the entire world, right? You can help anybody, you can sell your products, you can show your products to anybody, and like you rightly said, it's on you what to put and what to consume, right? If you want to consume political news, you can follow all political pages. If you want to consume humor, you consume humor. If you want to portray yourself as a real person, and this is how I begin my day, this is how I do things, you can do that. But I think that what social media is, in rightful terms, is what I believe is it's a platform where you could engage, share, spread, interact, learn, and enjoy. Right? You can share what you want to. You can spread the good news or the bad, whatever you want. You can engage with the community. Today, how many of you have not lost touch because of probably Instagram or Facebook with your friends? Yeah, you're updated with their life.
So in fact,
Yes.
having lost touch is one. We actually got reconnected. I just couldn't imagine myself getting reconnected to the first and fifth standard. I changed my school in sixth standard, but I got connected through WhatsApp on those the set of people, at least 15-20 of them with whom I spent my very early school days.
Wow. So see, it can bring together people also. And in the past, it has helped people to, actually reconnect and do a lot of things. But it's also a platform where you can nowadays learn a lot, right? You can just go to YouTube and type whatever you want to learn. Or in Instagram also, people are giving so much of knowledge. So on LinkedIn, you are getting to learn so much more every day. It's a platform when people are making short videos, long form of videos, carousel posts. Now, how many of you know what is a carousel? All right. Everybody uses Instagram? No. Okay. The ones who don't, a carousel is basically like a slideshow, like how I have a slide, like this is a slide, right? Going up and down. On Instagram, when you keep swiping left and
Is
multiple
that
images come together, it's a carousel. That's what it is called. It's like a slideshow on Instagram. So you're trying to convey more in the same post. One post can have one image or a video, but over here you can have 10 images spreading a knowledge, 10 videos spreading a knowledge about a topic. So that is why you can learn more. And lastly, you can just come there and it can be your enjoyment zone or your detox mode also. Follow the most amazing meme pages. You'll trust me, it's the meme people who rule the world. That's what Elon Musk said, okay, not me. He said that meme creators are ruling the world, and more than somebody said it's junk. Yes, in a way there are so many people who are trying to put that out there, but so many people are also trying to bring value, right? Like if you go and check out what I do, you'll only get back value and smiles and positivity. That's it. Around digital marketing, business, productivity, and positivity. That's how I like to keep it. And a little bit about the regular stuff that I keep doing. So that's what social media is. Now, what is social media marketing? Another question for you all.
Basically, you're using the platform to pass on your communication, right? What you want to communicate to a wider audience. And it could be a very specific TG as well. In LinkedIn, for example, you could, or in Facebook or anywhere, you could choose whom to target that message to, or you may want it to be a broadcast, right? So it's your communication, what you want to say.
Perfect. Okay.
Basically getting sales for your products through leads. Yeah.
Getting sales for your product through leads. Okay.
I think it is just marketing, branding, positioning, using new channels like LinkedIn or Insta, depending on what product you are, product services space you are in. So it is a new platform. Earlier there used to be hoardings. Again, those were marketing or pamphlets. Now it is social media. It is far cheaper, etc. So it's the same flavor with a digital footprint.
Okay. Same flavor with the digital equipment. Yes. Okay. All
I
right.
feel marketing via social media is more active and live.
More active and live. Okay.
See, when I share a pamphlet, it may go on for 15 days maximum, right? But when I'm putting things on the social media, I'm giving them the really live updates about myself or my business or my product.
Perfect. All right. So I think nobody is wrong over here. Everybody is right. But just to put all of your thoughts together, this is what I formulated as a, you can say like couple of lines which I feel that describes this term the best. So it's a process of creating content that you have tailored to the context of each individual platform, right? When you try to put something on LinkedIn, like how Shraddha said, it's the context of the product and the business and the platform. It has to correlate, right? It has to be tailored for that particular platform. It's a continuous process of creating content tailored to the context of each social media platform. In order to, now why do we do this? In order to drive brand awareness, engage with your community, build a community, user engagement, and revenue as a byproduct. Somebody said sales. Now that's not the first prime goal of social media. It was always a platform to spread awareness, spread, do the branding, spread out your message, give out your message. Sales always is a byproduct. Once you build a community of people, that is when you try to give them a product or a service that they can buy off from you, right? Because it was always a platform, any platform which is social media related, it's always a push platform. It's not a pull platform. Like how Google is a pull platform. You go out there on Google, you type what you need. On social media, you're shown things which you might not need. It's a push platform. You're browsing your news feed and you suddenly get a post of, let's say, uh, masks. You get a post of, let's say, a trimmer, or you get a post of a cream. You might not need that. So it's always a byproduct that you get as revenue once you build a solid brand awareness, because offline it was amazing, but when you build the same thing online, it takes time, effort, and a lot of energy. That's what people want to do on social media. Now, how can we leverage the power of social media as entrepreneurs, as individuals? Maybe you want to, maybe you don't want to, but I have the simple 4-step method for all of you, right? Now, when I say 4-step method for all of you, I mean to say this is as individuals. As individuals is what I recommend for you all to figure out with me, or probably over the weekend, answers to these 4 questions: who, what, how, and why. Now, what do I mean by these? Who do you serve? Who are the communities, organizations, and tribes that you wish to serve or are your target audience? Now, let's say, for example, Avinash, what do you do?
I run a B2B SaaS fintech company, Zaggle.
You run a B2B SaaS fintech company called Zaggle.
Zaggle, yeah.
All right, amazing. So a lot of your target audience is people who want to probably have a fintech platform with them, have something which is which can manage this finance and integrate with tech and automate certain processes over there. And I think I'm guessing that you talk a lot about finance and tech in general, right? So your target audience can be people who would want to consume this type of content, or who would
Right.
want to probably in future then purchase your platform as a whole or get a custom software developed from you, right?
Correct. We're a SaaS platform, so it's more about expense management and rewards and loyalty. Those are the two solutions on our platform.
Expense management and
Rewards and loyalty.
rewards and loyalty. All right, amazing. So I can manage my personal expenditure also.
No, we focus B2B.
B2B.
We're very clearly B2B SaaS.
Okay. It's like it's for B2B businesses. It's for not for.
Yeah, it's for enterprise customers as well as SMEs. That's how it is, and startups.
Okay, that is what a company does. Now, who do you would want to connect to as an individual?
I would want to connect to decision makers and influencers in these companies, my target group. I also want to build my personal brand because it's 10 years since I've been running Zaggle, and probably in another 7-8 years, I'd want to, sort of do something else. So I want to build my brand. There are 3 tenets that I have. I want to make sure that whatever I do in my second career, A, it's global. B, it's about, connecting with people and, engaging with people. And it could be speaking, it could be consulting, it could be, solutioning, it could be teaching. And third, I want to make sure there's a community component, service component to it. Right? I want to give back, pay forward. That's my mantra in 7-8 years.
Super, perfect. So these 4 steps are exactly for everybody who wants to become a brand themselves, right? So you need to, before you go into that process, you have a lot of things figured out. That is a good thing. I'm sure a lot of you would want to do a lot of things as well, but there is a framework which is very, very effective. It's proven. So number one, you have to ask, who is your target audience? Who do you actually want to be seen in the feeds of? Let's say for me, my target audience is students, number one. Number two, entrepreneurs, right? Number three, I would say people who are already in this field but want to amplify their knowledge in this field of digital business or branding as a whole, right? So those are my target audiences. A lot of students is what I train, teach on a regular basis. A lot of individuals, maybe like you, is what we at Big Mouth try and develop personal brands with together. So this is what is the answer that you should be looking at when you think about who do you serve. All right. Number two is, what do you do? What are the top 3 things that you can do to help others, or you can provide value to others of? And I'm guessing since you all are already entrepreneurs, you're running your own businesses, and you have so much of experience and so much of knowledge, you already know these 3 things, right? So I know that I can help anybody and everybody with digital marketing, with branding, and with entrepreneurship. Like I can help you become an entrepreneur as well. These are the 3 things which I can help people with. I'm 100% sure. And this is the same thing that you need to figure out. So you can use the old method of how Warren Buffett says, write down everything that you can do and probably circle the 3 things that you believe are the most prominent with you and resonate the most with you, and which you can pass back to people. Like how Avinash said that I want to give back to people. So you would want to talk about these things. You want to write about these things. You want to blog about these things. You want to create a newsletter about these things. You want to create videos around these things. The people know that yes, this guy talks sense and not just randomly comes and speaks random things. Like I'm sure that you all or some of you might be following a lot of influential people on these platforms. So let's say if you follow a gentleman which I also follow, Ankur Warikar. He's the ex nearby, right? And today he's just rebranded himself into a person who's your masiya for your child. Like if your child is, or if you have a 20-year-old or a 15 or an 18-year-old or a 25-year-old, he's going to guide them and career counsel them like nobody else. Second, he likes to tell people how can you start up and make your own startup, because he did the same. Right. So he's rebranded and repackaged himself, and he's just in the last 1 year he's gone berserk, and he has a personal 12-member team for himself. for video
Oh,
editors.
wow.
Yeah, video
12. Wow.
designers, people who distribute the content, because one person cannot handle so many platforms, right? One
Correct.
person to go on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, constantly post so much of content, it's unbelievable. So why am I giving you that as example? Is because you all are also entrepreneurs. Then apart from that, there are people who are building on their social media presence. Apart from that, people who are authors are also building. Because I'll tell you a very amazing thing. When you give value to your audience in any three things or four or five, I like to keep it three. I'll tell you why. They always come back to you. Like everybody who wants to probably train, teach, or do whatever, first you're trying to give value without expecting anything in return.
Correct.
That's what I tell my students who are uh, just starting their careers. Like don't, because you all know what failure is. I don't need to teach you that. You all know that it's okay to fail. You all know that it's not going to happen overnight, but they expect that. So I want you all to give as much free value as possible, as much as you can. Like if you tell me three things to keep in mind before you invest in shares, as a 20-year-old, I would want to listen to you. Or if you want to tailor your content to entrepreneurs and people who are much, much more, like you said, let's say Avinash said, decision makers, you probably want to talk about their tangent of content. Because that's your TG. Like, how can I help you build your, whatever experience that you have? So those are the three things that you can figure out. That's number two. Number three, how? How exactly are you going to help others? Now, how do you do that? Is it going to be through a blogging channel? Is it going to be through Instagram as a channel? Is it going to be through videos? Is it going to be a mix? Is it going to be a newsletter? Is it going to be through a course? Is it going to be through consultation? What exactly will you do and how will you do it is exactly what you need to figure out, so that you can 100% make a foolproof plan that this is how I can help other people, right? So one more thing which you actually need to ponder upon on this point is uh, that not every platform will be the correct platform for you. Somebody loves the camera, somebody hates it. Somebody loves writing, somebody doesn't like it. So you can pick and choose your platform. People will come to you. Like you don't see, Elon Musk posting videos. You see his tweets; those are enough for making a big noise. You don't. You see Gary Vee, for example. He's another entrepreneur.
Right.
Does a lot of videos.
Yeah.
All things. His entire life is a movie. He's going for a meeting. He's in a meeting. It's all documented. It's all recorded. So then there are people who love podcasting. Another amazing platform wherein you can also help people. There's so many podcasts on building a habit, self-help, mental awareness for kids, for business, advertising, marketing, finance, so on and so forth. So that's your how. Like, how do you think you can help other people? Also figure out what area do people need help in also, right? When you go over here, like what do? You also figure out what help people, what areas do people need help in also, wherein you can bridge the gap of that, right? I can bridge the gap of you being an amazing personal brand or an amazing digital marketer, or I can build your self confidence, if not anything, and bring out the fear of your camera shyness, for example. The last two batches that I've been conducting of social media content creation, 60 to 50% of the batches, like first batch has 300 students, second batch has 400 students. Out of the 60% people who did not want to face the camera, at least 30% are now able to make videos. Good or bad, I've stopped telling them to judge. Because when you chase perfection in anything in life, you're bound to procrastinate. You're bound to do that. Trust me about this. Each time, remember, when you procrastinated a meeting, when you procrastinated a task, you were just trying to chase perfection or you were lazy. Simple. Right? So
Typically both.
typically both. Yeah, you can say that. You're either lazy or you're just trying to chase perfection. For example, like how Nitesh told me last month, and I was in the middle of a wedding, and I was like, I don't want to do this right now because I will be hungover last night and the next morning, Saturday, coming up and giving a lecture with this much of energy. No. And if my energy goes down, your energy will be further down.
Yeah.
So I said, no, I would rather push this to the next month. So bridge that gap. Now, the last thing, the core, like what Simon Sinek says in Start with why.
Start with why.
What is it that, why is it that you want to do this? Very clear. This has to define your purpose. Like, why do I do this? Why do I take a session? I am the most elated and the happiest person on the planet after each session that I take. Because I feel that whatever I have learned or am I learning every day in, day out, I'm able to give it back to people, to students, to entrepreneurs, to whoever comes and meets me in a session. And my whole and soul goal is to, make as many people proficient with the knowledge of digital marketing as I can. And I have set a target of 10,000 people that I want to train before 1st December 2021. And I've already reached about close to 4,200. And this target was for 1st December 2020. Wouldn't happen. But I think this year has kickstarted very well. And I have already reached about 4,200 plus people. So I'm reaching towards that goal. And when that is about to get complete, I will set another goal. And my why will become even more strong. And apart from this, one more thing which I do is when you talk about the intangible benefits, right? So the intangible benefits are happiness, a feeling of contentment, a feeling of, you being able to impact somebody else's life. These 3-4 things are intangible. Like, you can't measure it in money or anything else. That is what I believe and feel after each session. And I can take sessions like back to back. Why? Because I know that I love doing this. I love passing on the knowledge. So what is it that you feel are the intangible benefits that you will have? Now imagine you mentoring somebody and his or her life changing because of you. You would feel so much happy. Or if you give, like, there is this amazing woman on YouTube, CA Rachna Phadke. Dude, she is amazing. If you're a CA in the room, go check her out. She has about close to 2 million plus subscribers. She talks about everything new on managing personal finance, about the latest updates in the IT, indirect tax or tax department, or whatever you need to consume. Just follow her and you will be sorted. Or if you
Is she an influencer as well?
She has become one now.
CA Rachna Phadke, is it? Okay.
Yes. Then you can also go and check out Fire D'Souza. Fire D'Souza is the one person who will give you news unbiased. Yes, I see a lot of people shaking their heads. He has the whole agenda is, I want to give people news like how they used to consume back in the days. Unbiased, no opinions, no shouting, no screaming, out there. Well, this is what the nation is doing right now. Simple. And she is doing it because she loves to do this. And there are certain people who are, like certain people said, are painting a fake picture on social media, but they're making millions out of it. So I don't want you all to be fake, okay? What you don't believe it, what you don't preach, what preach only what you can, perform yourself, like what you can practice yourself. Don't just keep preaching, and you become a different person altogether on social media that you are in real life, because this bubble of showing your fake side is going to burst very soon. Because I don't have a Mercedes here. I go and you still use an Uber. Okay. I'm okay with that. But what I have is a lot of power when I communicate with people. And I love making a lot of videos on social media on anything and everything which I learn and I share. So why do you do this has to define your purpose. When you do this, 4 things, you are bound to reach to that core that you want to reach in so long. And then you can make a personal statement, like how every brand has a personal statement, like what is their mission and vision and goal. You can make your own goals. I want to help individuals become knowledgeable enough with the digital marketing, so that they can in future do a lot of tasks themselves, or probably guide their agencies when they're dealing with agencies, or probably remove their camera fear, or their up their confidence, help them or mentor them in as small as how good or bad is something when they post it on social media. That's giving you certain examples. So you can make an entire statement once you have the answers to these 4 questions. So far, so good?
Yeah.
Right? All right. Water break from me, stretch break for you. So Avinash, I want you to do some stretches for everybody, which everybody will follow when they see you.
I'm not good at that. I think you could probably choose Nitesh or somebody else on that.
Okay, I'll do it for all of you. All right, everybody, let's do a little bit of shoulder rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now let's do a little bit of stretch, full stretch. Come on. Hands on the side. Make an elephant now. I love Nitesh, how cute he's looking. All right. All right. Stretches make you feel better and they make your focus come back. Everybody back into the session. Now, these 4 things are not going to happen overnight. It can happen overnight if you already have these things figured out. You have already all of these things figured out, because I'm guessing some of the people in this room have already have life figured out, have a lot of more things figured out than maybe the kind of things that I might have not figured out yet. So I think you
बोल
are.
दो यार, बुड्ढे हैं हम लोग, बुड्ढे हैं.
I would call everybody experienced professionals, and, with all due respect. And so yes, so take your time. Take this weekend, take more time, sit with yourself, and the deeper you dig with the questions, the better and the more focused your answer becomes, right? And best thing यार, old school thing यार, हम लोग सब old school हैं, मुझे भी लिखना बहुत पसंद है. Go take a diary, just take a plain paper and just write these 4 things and just keep writing whatever you feel, and then try to zero down. And one more thing which you can do, right, is ask the people who know you the most. Like, hey, Rachit, why do you think, or what do you think I can help other people with? And Rachit can select like 3 options out of the 10 things that you put in a Google form, if you want other people to also help you make that judgment, right? Or help you make or zero down on those particular things or topics. So friends can also help. So try doing this a little more in depth. Now, how can you leverage the power of social media? Once you've figured all of these things out, what to do and how you can do it. I'll just tell certain tips to you, because there are a lot of things that I can tell you in this, like it's a never-ending session. Number 1 is creating content consistently. Yes. I want you all to also learn this one more fact. Nothing happens in an instant in life. People go viral, next day they are forgotten. Virality is the most overrated thing. But when you keep creating content consistently without expecting anything in return, and if your content is good enough, it is bound to reach places and people which you want it to. So when I say creating content consistently, there's a video that I put every day on social media. It's either about digital marketing, either about business, or about positivity, right? So do I record one video every day? Not necessarily. I batch record them sometimes. Like I just am in the mood of recording, let's say 5, 6, 7, and a lot of times I discard a lot of it also. I try to write and research about certain topics that I feel are very important, and probably build a podcast around them. So creating content consistently, whichever content type suits you, is completely okay. Now, if you are somebody who loves to make, video based content, there is a very amazing mic, which is just as low as 650 rupees. And I don't think money is a problem for anybody in this room, but I'm telling you why 650 rupees is because when you start small. Once you're consistent with it, amplify the quality, by then you can take like Bose mics and all that. Okay. Like go all out. But initially I used only one device, which is my phone, not even a camera, and some headphones, which are helping me, and a tripod if you want. If you don't want that, if you want to record a podcast, sit in a closed room, record it in your phone. As simple as that. Closed room gives you silence. Ask your family, kids, friends not to call you or disturb you. Put your phone on airplane. Go into that room. Click the button, record on your voice recorder, and you can start with the first podcast if you want to do that. If you don't want to do that, sit in your zone, set the scene. Maybe a shant room works for you, or a little bit of music works for you in the background, and start writing whatever you feel. And when you create content, I want you all to plan it before you create it. So when you plan the content that you create, you have a plan of action. So you don't go random. Like you figured out those 3 things that you can help people with, right? So you can build the content around those three things only. Imagine if you post, let's say, 3 times in a week. So one thing you post about each and everything. One about digital, one about business, one about positivity, for example. Similarly, you can figure out your own. But why am I telling you to be consistent with it is because we tend to lose consistency when there is nothing coming in return to us, right? Like imagine that client that you were following up with since so long, that prospect, and after a time you just like, you're like, chal theek hai yaar, it's not happening now, it's done, I'm not going to just keep following up, it's okay, I'll probably chase a different lead or find a different referral. But when you keep creating things consistently and chase people consistently in a good manner, things are bound to give you results. Amazing friend of mine who was working in an amazing company as a digital marketing head. I met him about 3 years back for pitching with Big Mouth. Did not work out, no problem. He wanted, we were doing A, B, and C, and he wanted D, E at that moment, right? Today, he is a very close friend. In the last 1 year, we have connected so well that I don't even care if he gives me business or doesn't give me business. So I got a relation after that. I got a person who has intellectual conversations with me. Similarly, when I keep creating content consistently, there are so many people who got inspired to do the same thing from me, or who got knowledge and they shared the knowledge, right? So it is giving me a lot of intangible benefits, and I'm not looking at how many followers do I generate because of that, but I think if I keep creating this, sooner or later it will reach to much more people than I want to. So that's number one. And your choice, pick the content type that suits you. But before discarding anything, a video or a podcast or a blog, try everything. Okay? Basic rule of life. If you don't like it, forget it. And last, don't be a perfectionist, be a practionist. You know, practical, like usko banao or dal do. Like, don't keep waiting for making it perfect. I don't have the right camera. I don't have the right audio equipments. I don't have the best editor. So creating content consistently. So these are some of the content types that you can create. So on the right is a carousel. 3 steps to solve a problem. So when you keep swiping left, you get all the steps. Second is a gratitude post with an image of mine. On the left is an image which I clicked and I added a tweet on top of it with an application called PixArt. And we can create this in like 2 minutes if you have a picture ready with you. Because see, the best platform for people like, people who have a lot of thoughts is Twitter. Whatever thoughts I have, I put it on Twitter without thinking, even once before I put it. So because sometimes I get amazing thoughts like, if you would not promote your website, never build one. Okay, it's like a shop which you open and the shutter is shut, right? That's what I thought in that moment and I tweeted it. Then you yourself should be convinced enough to buy a product before you even sell it to your customers. Like if you only don't buy your product and you'll be like, chalo aap to le lo because I can make you a fool, then it is not going to happen that way. So I get a lot of thoughts which I keep sharing on and off on Twitter, on other places, and it doesn't have to be perfect all the time. Okay, it has to be just right according to you. If it's right, put it out there. So, and as good as some day before I put. Sometimes all you need is a good day, a good deed, and a good one more thing I put, right? A good day, a good deed, and a good uh, call, something like that I had put. So it can be as basic as that also. Whatever you feel, put it out there, but try to relate it with people and try to relate with what you thought about in your 3 things. Why am I referring back to the 3 things is because it's going to not make you lose focus. Then it is going to build an identity for you, like a niche for you. Like when you think about me the next time, you'll always think about digital marketing the next time at least, right? So when I think about Avinash the next time, I'll think about something fintech. So I'm just giving you examples, like similarly, there are so many people, like I know there's a doctor, there are other people, like how doctors, everybody cannot be a general doctor. They have specialties. So build a specialty and a niche for yourself, which suits you the best. Then number 2 is if you're comfortable, go live. Try going live. I'll tell you why, because when you go live with another person, their audience and your audience kind of consumes the same type of content and it's a cross pollination, right? If I like what Shraddha is talking in the video, I would want to follow Shraddha. And if I like what Tarun is talking in the video, I would want to follow Tarun after the live is over. So live is an amazing thing to share different knowledge, get more people, build an audience of your social media presence, and do something interesting rather than just posting your own content. You can go live and build a show around it. Like I'll show you what I did with myself. I built a show called Tarun Ke Saath last year in the lockdown. It's a very, very uh, random idea which I thought like Tarun Ke Saath, let's discuss life Tarun Ke Saath. And it just struck with me and I just made that show. I called a friend first, I called another friend first, I called another friend first, and then I called and approached certain people which I know can be very credible, you know. So I got them on board, and then they accepted it. It was just a DM which I sent to them and they wanted to do it with me. And I was even more glad that I could, speak to some people who I never have spoken to also in my life because of this. And now I have an amazing relation with them also, byproducts of doing a live rather than just building a audience. So Mayur Jumani is a person who is as good as your Yashraj Mukhate, who keeps building this viral songs which you might have heard everywhere. Tasode mein kaun tha, Pari ho hai. So Mayur Jumani is a similar person who does a lot of experimentation with music and is a music producer. I got him on board. I got Varun Dugirala, who's the co-founder of another agency called Glitch, the CEO of Shebang, and many more people. Many, many more people. So build a live show if you want to. Don't want to, just keep going live with different people on subjects that you feel are important. Third, starting a podcast. Now, while I know that a podcast is not for everybody, but it's the future. People consume more, I would say, content which is voice content than ever today. And why am I telling you to start this is because A, it's free. B, you can always record it and anybody can listen to it much later, like as simple as a video. But you don't consume so many videos later on versus a podcast. I'm not discarding YouTube. If you have a video on YouTube, people will keep coming to that because when they search and your video comes, they'll also want to see that video. Start a podcast. It is going to give you a lot of information to your audience, to yourself also, and it is going to give you multiple types of content. Here is a tripod with a camera, and I'm recording a podcast. I can post this on YouTube, this entire thing as a video. I can post this entire thing on podcast, on Spotify, Google, Apple. And apart from this, I can also take out certain quotes, which I said or the other person who's a guest who said, or if it's only me in the podcast, and I can pick out that quotes and I can put it on Twitter as a tweet, Instagram as a post. I can summarize the entire podcast as a carousel and then ask people to listen to it if they want to know more. Understanding? One piece of content, we build 7, 8 in a flash. Transcribe the entire podcast into a blog. You can do so many more things, right? Or just record the blog that you wrote. Other way around also. Whatever suits you, right? So you can do these 3 things as well. Because I thought that these are the 3 most amazing things that you can do in the current times. Maybe when I meet you about 3 months later, I will tell you to do something else, or 6 months later. But I'm sure that podcasting is not going to die. And I'm sure that going live is not going to die because people are going live on LinkedIn also and doing amazing conversations with some intellectual people, and creating content will never die. Right from that hoarding to that pamphlet, everything is content. You like it because the content and the copy was amazing. All right. Now, what else? This is a podcast which I started about close to almost a year back. It's called Be Limitless with Tarun Makhija. If you get time, tune into it. Share it if you like it. And bonus. Who wants a bonus? कि खत्म करते हैं बस बहुत सारी चीजें हो गई यार अब बस हो गया like
bonus always up for bonus.
भारतीय जनता कभी फ्री की चीज नहीं छोड़ती एक पर एक मुफ्त. So I know that and I always like to give more to people. So here is another small little bonus for all of you. The 3 E's of social media. Okay. Whenever you put out any type of content on social media or whenever you are trying to build any type of content, ask yourself these 3 things. Is it going to educate my audience? Is it going to entertain my audience? Or is it going to empower my audience? Like education. A lot of things that you put in a carousel can educate the customer or your target audience or your person. So a lot of things that you speak in a video can educate people. Like if I tell you, if this entire session, which I'm recording, I'll put it on YouTube Next time an entrepreneur sees it, I'm trying to educate him. I'm trying to build something with him, for him, right? And you can see people like Bhuvan Bam, you can see people like, your old school comedians who are now on Instagram, right? Who are entertaining you all, right? So is it going to entertain you, your audience, or is it going to empower them? Strike an emotion with them. Are you empowering somebody to do even better than what they're doing today? Are you trying to do that? Are you trying to empower people? So these are the three most amazing E's that I figure out, that anything and everything around social media is around these three E's only. If these three E's are not there, then it's not so relevant for the audience, and that they'll not be probably make it consume it so much. Like what I'm trying to do is I'm empowering peoples and I'm empowering their lives right now. Whatever I'm sharing on my stories, every information is trying to reach to the right person and trying to help them. So remember these three E's: always, 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 right? And sometimes don't be too hard on yourself. It can just be a thought, like I told you. Doesn't necessarily need to be striking with these three. I'm contradicting myself a little bit, but some things can be just your thoughts, because that's the first rule which social media was made for. Show your real side, okay? Don't be so hard on yourself, right? All right. So if you love the session, take a moment and take out your mobile phones and tag us on Instagram. That's me. It is TARUNMAKHIJA numeric 01. And you can also tag BIG Big MOUTH Mouth Digital 9. And you can take a moment to do that. I can give you all 30 seconds to do that. Not a compulsion. Only if you like it. Only if you liked it. Only then do it. All right. You can do it in any parts of the session in the coming parts as well. All right. So what else do I train and speak on? I speak on personal branding, personal development, influencer marketing, art of pitching, entrepreneurship, business, how to start a podcast and market it, how to start a business. I'm sure a lot of you are already business maharatis, but still I can teach that to a lot of new upcoming people: paid marketing, performance marketing, anything in social media content creation, uh, how to be productive throughout, productivity in a company, how to keep your employees motivated and productive, and many, many more things around business, digital marketing, and positivity. Boiling it down to the three things. Then this is a course on the left which is curated by me, which is called Roadmap to Digital Marketing. It's for any student, any entrepreneur, any, I would say, digital marketing enthusiast who wants to make more and gain more knowledge in that. Then I have the podcast, which I already told you about. You can tune into that whenever you want. Everything is free of cost and recorded for all of you. I'll share the link with Nitesh. And if Nitesh shares it with you, if you want to tune it, tune it. You'll get something out of it, is what I believe. There are so many amazing people who have come on that. It's only 6 to 7 episodes old, but I'm sure you will gain something out of it. And even the latest episode is around business consultation, design, and freelancing. So you will also be relatable. It will be relatable to you as well. Then you can also tune into my Instagram live show. Happens generally on 9 p.m. on Fridays. Not every Friday, but some Fridays. So you can tune into that whenever you feel like. And last but not the least, if you are passionate about what you do, you will never ever feel like working. And this is something which I strongly believe in. I wanted to leave you all with this thought. And let's keep in touch always. These are my handles on LinkedIn. Instagram is the same, and my email. And you can check out our website. In the meantime, mine is still in development. So you can always be in touch. And don't forget to smile and spread a smile. And that's the motto which I live by all my life. That's something which I've been living by all my entire life. And I want to keep doing the same. And I think I got it from my mom, because the way she handles things is unbelievable. And I think I was born to spread a smile, like right from a watchman to the gardener to your nephew to your colleagues. I like to do that everywhere I go. Even a small thing, if you do today, even giving something to the dog next to your apartment, even donating some amount, or educating somebody or whatever, or just making somebody, entertaining them, will make them smile, and which will in turn make you smile and feel more happy at the end of the day. So yes, on that note, I am through. I am done from my side, and I'm happy to take any questions for the next 15 minutes, which you all have for me.
So Tarun, thank you for the session. Lovely, love your energy.
Thank you
And
very much.
the simple way in which you conveyed the message. So thank you so much. My question to you is around, I have multiple questions, but I want to take the first one, which I grapple with. How do you balance your company's brand and your brand? Right?
Wow.
So,
What an
you,
amazing
you are posting content, you don't know whether it's, you know, in sync with your company's brand.
We'll have to put somebody else on because it's echoing. Nitesh, thank you. Perfect now? All right. So, Avinash, actually, I was in a lot of fixed myself before I even started focusing on my own personal brand, right? So, it was a fix that maybe it can be negative for my company, that people would only want Tarun in every meeting, or, like they would not even work if Tarun is not there in the meeting, or they would also, want only me when I'm taking a session or taking a pitch. But I spoke to a lot of people, and I spoke to certain people who are in my industry who are building their own brands and their companies' brands also. So I think I made this fact, and I did the same thing, that my company has to be as strong that it has to survive without me in future, right? So I made this thought, and I believed in it, and then I thought that if I build my personal brand, it is never going to affect my company negatively. Because if I build my personal brand better, people will approach me to do something, and I will not do it myself. I have a
See
team of.
that, sorry to interrupt you. Where I'm coming from is, look at Gary Vee and Vayner Media, right? Most of us would probably know Gary Vee. Only those who really follow Gary would know about Vayner Media or would have heard about it, right? So I follow him religiously. So I was just, and maybe it works for him and in the industry that he is, but if you're not a digital marketer yourself, right? Like I'm in fintech, you don't want to, sort of build a brand so much that you overshadow either your company or, your colleagues, or maybe, somebody else who's a co-founder. How do you balance that out?
So I think the best example you have is Elon Musk today. You know Tesla as much as you know Elon Musk, right? Yes, you do. So when we talk about that, any industry, any particular industry, doesn't matter if you're into digital marketing. There are so many people who are building their own personal brands along with building their companies also. So the best thing which you can do is try to talk about at least once or twice about your company every week, right? Cred because of Kunal Shah,
Yeah,
or Kunal Shah.
I know Kunal.
Cred. Kunal Shah because of Cred.
No, in my case, it's reverse. I knew Kunal as a fintech guy, I knew Kunal from long. But I think for a lot of people now, Cred and Kunal are like that. Yeah.
So the more you try to promote your own company through your personal brand, what better than that? I think only going to benefit you. And yes, it can be sometimes you will be very overwhelmed, because people will want to again focus more on you versus your brand. But you have to decide whether you want to become a bigger brand, or you want to make a company a bigger brand, or you want to just balance everything and move forward. It's a very interesting question. I think I can actually answer that, and bring somebody else on my podcast and maybe have a nice conversation on that also. So nice question, amazing. Yes.
Here, what Avinash was asking, I have seen one or two cases very closely where this going wrong, and at the same time making it right, that kind of a position. And the difference I have observed is when it is right, wrong, okay, there are many ways to do something wrong, but doing right has fewer ways. So the way I have observed is when an individual is making a brand, he is emphasizing on individuality, whereas when we talk about company, it is essentially organization, and none of these two are really competing. So putting a right pressure about positioning oneself, not really as a, say, if it is a chairman or CEO or co-founder, not really that way, but essentially as an individual. I like to read, I'm a geek, or I'm a designer, or I'm an artist, and that really brings out the individual brand. without really hurting. So it has been an interesting observation. I'm capitalizing it, but
I
I'm
agree with you. So see how you see Anand Mahindra, right? He has no need of being on social media, right? He has
right.
no need. Like he has all the amazing things. Mahindra is doing amazing for itself. So does Ratan Tata. He doesn't. He did not need to be on social media. But after a while, they felt that like you said, I would want to share my thoughts. Like Ratan Tata posted something day before on World Earth Day. He just posted a carousel with 10 people on Instagram, which he individuals, like even young kids who are doing some amazing things for the earth.
Right.
He wanted to share it. He did not even talk about the Tata group over there. Anand Mahindra keeps sharing things which are. He just replied to a person who said it'll mean a world to me if you can read my blog. I am writing this blog on your bucket list, and he replied to that tweet. So
Oh, he's amazing. He has done. Anand Mahindra is one of those guys who's actually even being old school and older. He's engaging on social media like a millennial.
that's the best
Absolutely
part.
brilliant.
That's the best part that he is not doing it.
Yeah.
There are people who are doing it for him, and because see, he has so much of time that he's not going to be managing his own social media, right? He has many more things to do. So, like you said, Shraddha, it can be as as I would say, simple as just sharing your thoughts, just sharing what you believe in, and it doesn't necessarily always need to be connecting with your company or what you do in your company. It can be completely different also. So for that, I think Ratan Tata is an amazing example. Doesn't really keep promoting Tata. He just talks about Tata when Tata does something amazing. Always, like very few times he will talk about that. He always try to share his memories with his father, or he'll try to go back when they were building something, or stuff like that. So he's never going to do that because he knows that he's not in that phase. That see, I am in that phase that I need to talk about my company. You might be not in that phase, or he might not be in that phase. So it depends on your current position in your life and your goal. You need to talk about it, you will, regardless. Yes, Rahul, you had a question. Unmute, Rahul, unmute. Yes.
Okay, sorry, it was mute.
No problem, no problem.
So, telling you very straight. So, I have some queries. Like, for a person like me, I am not such a very openly loud speaking thoughts immediately. Point one. Yeah. So that is the reason for I think that social media, as I told you initially, that social media seems to be for me that people are more on the display side rather not actual feeling. Concern one. Concern two. I am into a logistics service provider. We are into warehousing and transportation.
Wow. We handle two brands which are into logistics. Okay.
Yeah. So we handle warehouses for large corporates, handle the supply chain part.
Super.
So I feel for us, for our types of business, obviously, I think Instagram and Facebook does not make sense.
LinkedIn.
Maybe LinkedIn, yeah. So
Only
maybe,
LinkedIn.
yeah, LinkedIn, yeah. So I have spoken to a couple of people earlier, and they're like, LinkedIn, you promote two things: your personal brand and also your organization. Because for us, companies take a lot of time to give us business, and it's a lot of experience and trustworthiness. So
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 the question which you're trying to ask is that number one, you're not a loud speaking person. No problem. Really okay. That like I told you, you don't need to keep being in front of the camera to be powerful personality on any platform, right? Uh, and when it comes to logistics as an industry, your core area is LinkedIn. You don't even you would want to be on Facebook a little bit because a lot of your people will be on Facebook. Your team will be on Facebook. So they love to share these things when you do something, and they get a more brand awareness. But the target audience is not on Facebook. It's just for brand awareness. LinkedIn is the place where you can actually build your own brand along with your company. I'll tell you why. So we worked with a company called Boxco Logistics, the GM Bakshi Group. We have been working with Flumic Group, which is Flumic Global Logistics, since almost 2 years now.
yeah, I know.
They have been doing some amazing work themselves. Their CEO is Mr. Lanzi Barboza, and I've been trying to get him or make him understand that you have to on LinkedIn, please share your stuff on LinkedIn, because imagine now Rahul has certain news during COVID times. He has certain amazing news for his industry and he shares it on his LinkedIn. His industry people will relate to it. I might not relate to it. None of the room
Right.
people might relate to it. But your target is your industry.
Yeah.
Some new news in your industry, some new things that you're doing in your company, equipment that you bought, a new warehouse that you set up, something that you do for your employees, your employer branding very strong on LinkedIn. Multiple things that you can do on LinkedIn without even talking. Pictures you're okay with, yeah. Writing you're okay with, not okay
Yeah.
with, will get you a content writer. Okay. So what I'm trying to share with you is that when you as a company shares, like just as recent as yesterday, we posted about their new warehouse and their new office in Surat. People like to see progress. When you want to show progress in future, when you want to, let's say, you know, be a listed company, you would want to show all of these things to people that yes, we are doing some good work and we are wanting to expand and we are expanding. And yes, don't just feel like not doing anything for our employees. We also take care of them. Like some of the companies which I've been dealing with, they have made a COVID insurance for their employees. They have given them a specific free vaccine from their side if they want to do it in a private hospital. And they have given them mental health leaves also. Very important for all of us to note. If your employee comes and tells you tomorrow that I need a mental health leave and I'm not feeling all right, don't think twice and give it to them. Try to, or make a system with your HR which gives them that, because it's the need of the hour. So be more influential in your text, be more influential in what you share, be more influential with every new thing that you do, some innovations that you're coming up with, new products that you're coming up with, or new things that you acquired, and whatever you're doing for your team, your employees. It's always good to share on LinkedIn, because that's what people love to see as well, and you would also love to share. You're talking about everything which is real, 100% authentic. You're not being somebody fake. You're not showing that I am doing 100 crores of business where you're only doing 10. Example.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
Great.
be yourself and be yourself only. That's the number one rule of social media. Be authentic. People who are doing that, best advice for you, unfollow them, block them. If they make you feel that way, that this guy is not talking sense, ये यार ये बंदा fake है यार, like नहीं यार, ये नहीं यार, ये मुझे नहीं बनना है ना, मुझे इससे कुछ help मिल रही है ना, मुझे इससे कुछ knowledge मिल रहा है ना, मुझे खुशी मिल रही है, तो मैं इसको follow करूँ ही क्यों?
That means unfollow all politicians.
I don't even follow any politics.
Understood.
So I think politics is one thing which I am far off. मुझे पता भी नहीं कि क्या हो रहा है उसके अंदर. Like कौन क्या कर रहा है, and I know, and I read the news, I just get very sad, because what they're doing is sad. In one word, it's just sad. Your votes are important, people's lives are not. Like, how dumb is that? But anyways, so this part we'll have to crop it off when I put it on YouTube. So we'll crop this part off and we'll rejoin it.
Thank you.
Yes. So I want all of you to answer this one question, especially Shraddha and Rahul. What is your take on social media now? Like, I really want to know. Is it still junk for you, or is it a little better, or can we make something better out of it now?
See, I have a very, I distinguish in my mind very clearly about social media and collaboration tool, how I am using it. So when we use word like social media, the social aspect of it, I am definitely not very attracted to it, because it is more than pull. It is like what people are pushing, that is what you are getting. So probably the same platform like LinkedIn, I find LinkedIn extremely attractive. Now, when people have started making posts in that, I see little less value in those posts. But at the same time, when I'm connecting one to one, I have been using LinkedIn in a very handcrafted way, and I have got like really 100 good connections.
I agree with you.
So I, even in WhatsApp, for example, when there is some requirement coming in where I think I can contribute, I always go to reply privately rather than putting it in a group. The thing is, the entire way the mass communication is working, I think it is losing touch in terms of importance of the communication. It becomes information versus communication.
Yes. And there
Okay.
are a lot of
So
people.
after that, I'm counting whether there are 100 likes or actually there is one good lead. And
I'll tell you,
I prefer
that
that.
is where I would love to tell you that, if you're trying to target 100 people and only 33 are going to get value or going to give you value back, you rather target those 33 rather than 100 only. And like you said, it's going to become a game of just sharing information, and so many people just plagiarize content, take this content and share it as it is on their LinkedIn also.
Absolutely.
It's always good to connect one-to-one with people rather than just being a mass communicator. And as an individual, I think LinkedIn is the most important platform for all entrepreneurs, and it's one platform where you can actually find some connections which will going to help you, and you can help them in life, like real things that you do, is what I believe.
Yeah. It is powerful that way.
Yes.
Tanun, will you be open to do, I would say like a audit kind of a thing on what's happening on my digital marketing at this point of time?
Yeah, we have an amazing team who can do an amazing audit for all the channels that you're present on. Rather than just social media, we'll do a proper digital audit, which involves website audit, SEO audit, social media audit, plus content audit, plus Google My Business audit. Like wherever you're present, wherever you have a digital footprint, that is what we audit in the team. So yes, we can happily do it for you.
So one question, Tarun, was when we were talking about that example of Anand Mahindra, and obviously he doesn't have the time to do that. Is to, obviously he's hired a digital marketing company to do that for him, or maybe he has an internal digital marketing company, depending on the size of organization you are, or the kind of budget that you're sitting with. So I think what's critical is to choose that kind of a digital marketing company, and the content writer, in case you are not doing it on your own, you're just giving some broad guidelines. So let's say, for example, Anand Mahindra has to give a certain types of topics, or something which is core to his heart, and which gels around with the kind of brand image that he wants to create. So how do you choose that kind of a set of digital marketing guys who sync with your objective? And what are the points that you consider when you are choosing such an organization or team to work for you?
Wow. So I think number one, to answer your question, is they should be able to believe in what you do and what you want to share. If they only don't believe, how will they even promote? If I believe that whatever you are sharing is of no use to anybody, then I will never be able to promote it. So number one, you have to figure out how much do they believe in you and your content and what you want to talk about. Number two is, I think you should see their experience as in how true and honest are they to you, how educative are they towards you. Are they trying to fool you and earn a lot of money out of you, or they're charging money to you but they're educating you at the same time? That yes, Nitesh, today we can do LinkedIn, tomorrow we can do Twitter, day after we can do a newsletter, then we can do a podcast also. We'll do all of this setup for you. Rather than telling you that we should do everything at once, they're telling you a goal and they're giving you proper ROI. That yes, Nitesh, after let's say 6 months, we will have a community of let's say 10,000 people. We'll build that community, or we will have at least 10,000 people subscribing to the newsletter, for that matter, or some understandable numbers that you can mark their performance upon. And I think last but not the least, it's always about that connect that you have with the person, and that first meeting, which is the icebreaker, in which you know that how much is the person or their team uh, interested in taking this up, and that intuition that you get is the last thing which I would want to say. But the most important thing is belief and nothing else. Like you said, Anand Mahindra, everything that he might be, it is going out of his social media handles is, I'm sure, approved by his PA or whoever knows him the closest, has been with him like since 20-30 years. And for other people, it's always them who approve it, right? If there's something which is going on uh, your social media platform and a team is handling it, you would always want to read it first. You don't want to put something which you don't believe in yourself, and it's just for more likes and more shares, like Shraddha said. It has to be your core thing that you believe in, your core thought. So that's two ways to go about it. And I think see what experienced people they have in their team also. Like there are so many people who are youngsters who are building personal brands also, freelancers. But it's always good to rely on a team who can help you build it in a better ways. What I personally believe in, with absolutely a lot of respect to all freelancers, they're doing great for themselves.
One more question connected to that is, like, for example, we have a non-profit organization called Green Chemistry Foundation, where we do a lot of stuff, and which is purely from the context of helping industry and environmental solution providers connect with each other. So what is the that tipping point where you move from the question I want to ask or answer for myself is, when should I keep an internal full-time one member? We are not a very big organization with a big budget. So should I keep one internal person who is handling all my social media, uh, content and broadcasting and everything? Or what point should I have a external agency do it? When do I switch? When I'm eligible to have my own internal guy, what are the pluses and minuses of that?
Wow, another amazing question. All right, so I'll just answer that question and then I'll take all of your leaves because it's already 10:58 and I had a meeting at 11 exactly. Then I push it to 11:15. Then I have another session at 2 o'clock. So I just like to breathe and have lunch in the middle. Very good question. So number one is yes. See, budget does play an important role. If you hire an individual which has at least, let's say, 2 years of experience, will come at a cost of 25, 30. When you hire an agency, it will probably come at a cost of 50, 60, 70, depending on the size and the quality of the agency. And if you go to the big league, it goes to lakhs. We don't want to reach there as of now. We'll be starting. I would say it's always good to have a team on board. Not because I run an agency, it's because you can always rely on the team. But when it's only focused on one individual, the day that individual is not present, everything goes on a standstill. And one person cannot be designing, cannot be amazing with content, cannot be amazing with social media, cannot be amazing with getting you leads. It's a job of 5 different people or 5 different teams or departments, I would say. And I would say if you know that you have a specific budget set for it, because every entrepreneur calculates the budget of marketing through the entire year. They don't calculate it just for a month or two, or at least 6 months for that matter. If you know that this is the spending capacity, speak to a couple of agencies. I'm sure you will get a good agency. If not a very big one, you will get a mid-size agency like ours. You get a mid-size agency, or if not us, you will get somebody who's even a younger agency. But over there, the quality and their experience is what will not probably be handy to you. And I think when one more thing which you said is, since you run a NPO, I think it's good to show that also on social media, because I have so many organizations wherein they've collaborated with certain companies like Finolex, like Tata and other companies, and they show the good work that they do together for their organization or for the environment, for kids, or for whatever education or whatever space you are in. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much for being a part of this session. Thank you so very much for being an amazing start to my Saturday. I hope you all are going to stay safe and sound like you are. And lots of salute to Jigar and everybody once again. And if you ever feel low in life, I just have one amazing trick for you. I asked everybody to get a piece of pen and paper. So what you should do is, number one, take a paper and a pen. Number two, write whatever you are not feeling good about. Write the opposite of it, okay? So let's say if you're feeling that there's a lot of sadness around us, in our relatives, in our friends, we see everybody's getting positive. Some people are obviously no more, or you are not able to do that one thing which you've been trying to. Like I've been trying to wake up at 5 a.m., but I've been failing every day. No shame in accepting that, but I've been failing. Not like I wake up at 10, 12 o'clock, but I wake up at a decent time, but 5 a.m. नहीं हो पा रहा है. Robin Sharma ने बहुत सिखाया, but नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ मैं. So write that thing on that piece of paper, whichever is troubling you, and write the opposite, that you are now doing that thing. And then the third step is, I'm sure you all learned how to make an aeroplane. Take that aeroplane and with all the amazing energy, say that everything is all right and it's all going to be all right, and just fly that aeroplane wherever you want to. Don't litter the streets. But this 3-step thing which I've developed randomly has helped you feel, and a lot of people feel amazing at that moment, at that time. Try doing it. Try to be kids once again, and it is going to help you.
Thank you, Tarun.
Great. Thank you,
Was
Tarun,
really
for taking out time for us and for spreading that smile. And thank you for your time. And I think there are probably some of us who may be keen on connecting with you. So I'll pass on your contact details with everyone, and look forward to your link on your podcast. So some of us who want to connect with you or there, we will do so.
Lovely. I would love to get connected to each one of you. It's always good to connect with people, and I'm a people's person, which you might have already been seeing by now. And but one last thing which I want you all of you to do is, If you have to describe the session in one word, what would it be in the chat box? Let's see.
What will it be? What did you say?
Describe the session or your feedback in one word in the chat box. Informative, okay. Enriching, okay. Informative, engaging, enriching, interesting. A lot of I's and E's over there. Thought-provoking. Okay.
Sorry, 2 words, but
that's okay. Recap. Wow, Harin says recap. I like that. Okay. All right. If you had to rate the session out of 10, how much would you give me? Honest answers only. 7. Okay. 8.5. 8. 6. 9. 8. Okay. I want to know from 6 and 7 and 5, how much can I improve and where can I improve according to you all? Okay, perfect. Very honest answers. I love this. Okay, perfect. So before I take your leave, anything that you felt could have been included in the session? Any 2-3 people quickly? Begin from the beginning. Brand voice. Okay. Okay. Define that and then define other things. Okay. All right, perfect. It's been an amazing improve the initial part. Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much for honest feedbacks. I love honest feedbacks and I will try to build upon those two as well. And once again, stay safe, stay home, and take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye-bye.
thank you, Tarun.
Thank you. I enjoyed
Bye.
it. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Bye.